This story starts out with a song, okay? This is a song that I used to sing my older kids when they were younger, and evidently Melinda got a lot of it. Mila, this is a song that your mommy likes, okay? The story. This is the Churkendoose song. Does the pear tree say to the apple tree, I hate you 'cause you're not like me? Does the green grass ask the sky so blue, I'm green, why aren't you green too? A rose smells sweet 'cause it's a flower, an onion tastes strong, a pickle is sour. They're different, yet they get along, and no one seems to think it's wrong. Must I be a chicken or goose? Can't I be a Churkendoose? You know the moo cow says, look, I give milk. The silkworm answers, I make silk. The horse says, look how strong I am. The piggy answers, I give ham. My skin makes leather, snorts the bull. The sheep replies, I grow wool. Each one has its special use, and I'm sure there's one for the Churkendoose. There must be one for the Churkendoose. The barnyard buzzed with excitement. There was a new egg in the hen house. But what an egg! The chicken and the turkey and the duck and the goose agreed it was the oddest egg they had ever seen. Have you ever seen an egg like this before?
No.
It's different, isn't it? The egg was so special it took an especially long time for it to hatch. First, the chicken sat on the egg until she got tired of sitting. And then the turkey sat on the egg. Then the duck sat on the egg, and then the goose. And when the goose got tired, the chicken sat on the egg again. But no sooner had the chicken taken her place on the egg than it hatched. And out came the most unusual bird they had ever seen. Look at this. What kind of a bird is that? It looks very peculiar, said the goose. And the duck asked, what kind of a head is that? And the chicken asked, what kind of a bill is that? And the goose asked, what kind of a body is that? Then they all started to ask questions all together. One at a time, please, said the new little bird. One at a time. I'll answer your questions, but one at a time. I have a head like a chicken and legs like a duck. Instead of quacking, I say yuck, yuck. I have a body like a turkey, and a bill like a goose. I feel pretty good, but my legs are loose. What are you anyway? Asked the chicken. And the new little bird replied, well, I'm not a chicken and I'm not a duck. I have more brains than I have luck. I'm not a turkey and I'm not a goose. Can't you see? I'm a Churkendoose. You talk very funny, said the chicken. The Churkendoose flapped his wings and said, I don't talk all the time, but when I do, I talk in rhyme. Walk over here and let us take a good look at you, ordered the goose. The Churkendoose smiled at her and said, I can't walk, I wouldn't take a chance, but if you give me some music, I'll go into my dance. His webbed feet went tappity-tappity-tap on the floor of the hen house. He spun around, bowed this way and that, and started to tap dance his way across the floor over to the other birds. It was a lovely dance. But it ended when the rooster came into the hen house. He walked slowly around the Churkendoose. Just look at you, he said. You are too little to be much good for anything, and you're mighty ugly. What good are you?" The Churkendoose answered as best he could. He said, "I'd like to tell you, but I don't know. I'm still little, I have to grow." "But you know how to tap dance, don't you?" said the goose. "Yes," agreed the turkey, "and you know how to recite poetry." "He may be dangerous," said the rooster. "Let's chase him off the farm." "Yes, chase him away," screamed the others, and they ran toward the Churkendoose, but the chicken stopped them. "No, no," she shouted, "listen to me." They all quieted down. "Let's not be hasty," said the chicken. "After all, this is important. So let's all sit down and talk it over quietly." "All right," said the turkey, "but the Churkendoose will have to wait outside." Melinda's falling asleep over there. The Churkendoose tap danced out of the hen house very sadly. He danced over to a rain puddle and looked at his reflection in the water. Then, as a tear rolled off his bill, I'm going to show you this picture. See him? He's looking in the puddle. He's sad. He's got a tear running down his face, and he sang this song. "Can it be that I am such a sight, that when others see me they take fright? Though I can see what they meant when they said my legs are bent. Am I ugly? No, I'm just different. 'Cause it depends on how you look at things. It depends on how you look at things. Is a baby chimpanzee any prettier than me? Well, it depends on how you look at things. An alligator's not a thing of grace, and a camel hasn't got a lovely face. Though I'm not pretty front or rear, and I only have one ear. Am I ugly? No, just a little queer. 'Cause it depends on how you look at things. It depends on how you look at things. Are the hippopotami any handsomer than I? Well, it depends on how you look at things." He sniffed back his tears, and then he heard squawks coming from the hen house. He danced back there so fast that he looked in through the doorway of the hen house. There in the hen house was a fox. He was running this way and that, trying to snap up the other birds. He was trying to catch one of them. The fox heard the Churkendoose come out the door, and he turned to jump at the little bird. But when he saw the Churkendoose, he stopped, stood perfectly still. He had never seen a Churkendoose before. Then a strange thing happened. The fox became frightened. He started to run, and he was in such a hurry to get away, he didn't even turn around. He ran backwards. He ran so fast that he took off and flew backwards. He sailed out the window and kept on flying. He flew so fast it took 3 days for his shadow to catch up to him. For a long time after the fox left, it was quiet in the hen house. Finally, the rooster lifted his head up and looked around. "Has the fox gone yet?" "Yes," said the Churkendoose. The rooster flew down from his roost, and the others followed him. They all gathered around the Churkendoose. After a long pause, the rooster cleared his throat. "I'm glad we didn't chase you out of the farm. We hope you'll stay here and be our friend, don't we?" Looking around to the other birds. They all nodded their heads and very seriously said, "Yes, we do." "Well, the Churkendoose stayed, and he's still there. And he and the other birds did become really good friends. The other day, the ducks started to give the Churkendoose swimming lessons. And the Churkendoose, he's teaching the duck how to tap dance. Isn't that fun? They all have fun now, and now they help each other and learn from each other. And they all agree with the Churkendoose when he says, "It depends on how you look at things. It depends on how you look at things. Making friends can be a pleasure, 'cause a good friend is a treasure, no matter how you look at things." What do you guys think about that story? Do you think it's a good story?
Yeah.
Josh, what do you think?